Why, hello and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your hosting guide, Zollin Ironshield, and today we're going to check out this article and talk about the updates coming out for the Warden and the Captain. So if you don't know, I already said I'm your hosting guide, Zollin. I know I said that already. Oh, I like and subscribe if you do enjoy, Zollin wanted me to remind you. So basically what's happening right now with the Warden and Captain is they're doing a lot of class overhauls, which is like basically updates. They did it with the Minstrel already. Do it with the Guardian. But yeah, so they already did the Minstrel, and it's actually, some people like it, some people didn't like it. They kind of made it where the Brawler, when the new class, the Brawler, came out this last year and a half ago, what happened is they made it where there's usually 3 trees for every class, which again, I don't think they should go into doing this too much with every class, but they're doing like the third tree is like an assist tree to one of the other 2, right? It's like other things you could choose into the other 2 instead of doing it like here's 1, 2, 3 choices. They're like here's 2 choices and then one that you can customize into one of the other 2, right? They did it with the Brawler. They updated the Minstrel to do the same. We'll see what they'll do with the Captain and the Warden, if they're going to do the exact same setup. It is good to be consistent, but at the same time, you don't want everything to be too repetitive and feel too much like every class is just a, carbon copy, right? And LOTRO's done a good job of not making every class feel like a carbon copy, so I'm hoping they don't start doing it to every single tree, unless they keep them very unique, right? If they do that system of having the third one be a helper. What do you guys think? Leave a comment. What are your feelings on that? But anyway, I'm very excited. They're going to do the Warden and Captain update overhauls. We'll see. I think that I'm not sure if the Warden really needed one, but maybe again it's to do with the tree mainly. The Captain's been probably needing an update for a long time. The Captain's in kind of a weird spot. I'm not really a Captain main personally myself, even though I play a Captain sometimes. They're like in this weird spot that like they're supposed to be the support and leader class, right? But they feel like they can heal good, but not super much, but they've got good buffs, and they also can tank really well, and they can do okay DPS. They're pretty darn strong when they're going to full damage. They're in this weird spot, right? And again, one of the reasons I want a Guardian update is I really want the Guardian back to feeling like it's the main tank in the game, right? Because a lot of times people will opt for having a Captain or a Warden or one of these other classes do tanking, right? And Guardian is supposed to be the main tank. So I think one of the reasons one way they fix that is they make Guardian's Pledge good again. Hashtag make Guardian's Pledge great again. But anyway, just kidding. If you guys remember that, if you're original Guardian players like me, Guardian's Pledge used to give like 50% block, parry, and evade for those 10 seconds instead of 20%, which was huge, right? And then you had an ability called Deep Breath that allowed you to instantly replenish that 5-minute cooldown and be able to use it again. So I like that. Now I know they gave us the Guardian Wall or whatever that gives 100% block for those 10 seconds. That's cool when you're in blue line. But I don't know. I think Guardian's Pledge could be better again a little bit. I think it get a little bit of a buff there. Again, I think it would be nice if the Guardians just had if you think tank and LOTRO, I mean, I know this is about Captains and Wardens. I apologize. I won't say more than this. Guardian should be, when you think massive, strong, ridiculous damage absorbing tank, it should be a Guardian. It shouldn't be a Captain. Because that's not what Captains are described as, even though Captains do that very well, because Captains do have an ability where they're immortal from dying for a few seconds, which helps against certain bosses. But anyway, let's talk about the Captains and Wardens, which are very amazing classes, and I'm very excited. So the iconic roles developed designers of both the Captain and the Warden were posted yesterday to give us significant upcoming changes, all right? The hybrid Captain should remain LOTRO's biggest team player while receiving moderate damage increases across the board. I agree with this. I don't think they do enough damage. That's, I think, a big one, why a lot of times they just become tanks, or they kind of sit back there and just throw out heals and make sure they're holding off an ad or something, right? They definitely should remain a hybrid. That's their thing. They're kind of the support class, right? Blue line Cappies, or Captains, this is a little fun little terminology we use in the LOTRO community, will be tuned to be more of a main healer. I 100% agree with that. I like this idea. So they're going to, if you're a support class, they show them in the original video as being the support. They're healing, they're giving buffs, right? They're go, they're the epic Captain cheerleader. Well, you know what I'm saying, right? With the class. I think that's cool to make them healing. Red Lion are getting a solo state with far more DPS than normal. Good. I think this is good for captains. I think they need that. I'm excited to play my captain. And Yellow Line captains will be see only minor quality of life adjustments. So again, they're just kind of buffing the captain, right? Because it sounds like that Yellow Line is usually what a lot of the captains use to tank more. It has a lot of the buffs and like the longer last stand, which is the being immortal for a few seconds before you die kind of thing. So that's good. And I don't think that they're really strong. That's why they're really strong tank. So, but it'll give them more of the options to do the other things well, which will make captains feel less that they always have to be the tank or something, right? In the meta right now. Again, why I think that the Guardian needs an update to really feel like it's the ultimate tank, so that prompts people to want to be like, I want to take a Guardian as the tank. I want our captain to be the healer or a DPSer, right? That's the idea, right, of that kind of stuff. As Wardens, again, I still think Guardians are great tanks, mind you. But some people might disagree with me, but that's okay. You can disagree. That is okay. As a Wardens, SSG seems the biggest deficiency for the class in its lack of defense cooldown abilities. Okay, this is true. A lot of times Wardens don't seem like they can tank super well against certain things, I've noticed. Even as someone who doesn't play Warden a ton, I have played it. It seems like the defense abilities are really strong against like a lot of multiple adds, because they can heal off them, they can get a lot of evade and block, but there's not a lot of abilities for them to actually like tank a main boss. Now they use medium armor mostly, so they're not quite as tanky as captains or guardians in that way, but they have a lot of evade, they have a lot of abilities to heal and like debuff their enemy, so they should keep to that, I think. This is good, especially for determination builds. Gambit chains are getting more of a focus, and the class's assessment tree will be transformed into a non-specified branch to support the other two specs. Okay, so this makes sense. So one thing I said at the beginning of the video, before I even started reading this, and I didn't read this yet, by the way, ahead, is I was saying some things they should switch, some things they shouldn't, and look at that. The captain, they're keeping all three branches separate. They're just gonna make one healing, damage. They're defining the captain's branches more again. Because remember, if you watched my recent class video, which I will update for the newest updates, but it's still relevant and very good in the guide video. I do say so myself. Zollin thinks so too. But they define usually blue as tanker healing, red is just high damage, usually solo damage, and yellow either is like a CC tree or a support tree, or sometimes it's a tank, like a multiple adds tree. Yellow's not always as defined. So what they're doing a lot of times is they're making that a support tree now, right? With the Minstrel, we have that with the new Brawler. So that's what they're gonna do with the Warden. They're gonna make it more of the support tree to the other two trees. So you choose one of the other two as a Warden, and then you choose a yellow to kind of mix into one of the other two. But the captain, good. I'm very glad they're keeping them all individual three trees, three different things, which is good. It keeps the core feel of the character while updating at the same time, or the class, I should say. Not especially branch of the other two specs. Other changes to the class include more normal, non-gambit skills. Oh, interesting. I think that's good. I noticed when I play my Warden that I kind of wish there was a little bit more normal skills, right? Because so many other classes have so many skills to choose from on your bar that the gambit thing sometimes gets like your brain, you're like, oh gosh, what do I do next with gambits, right? And the non-gambit skills and gradually unfolding gambit sizes as a new player, as a player levels. Okay, all right, so they're gonna do some more stuff with adding more gambits and stuff as you level. So that's about it. I think that's about it for that. But I'm excited. What do you guys think? I'm really excited. I'm also, by the way, there's a new class coming out too at the end of this year. Again, with these update videos, sometimes they will be relevant all the time, and sometimes they'll be relevant for like 6 months, and then it'll be past, right? That's the whole thing with this update playlist. And again, if you're enjoying and liking, don't forget to like and subscribe. It means a lot. Leave a comment. What do you think about these updates? Are you excited? Are you not excited? That's totally fine. I love to hear everyone's opinion. Skumley, thanks for being a Royal Guard. Subscribeman's there. Next episode's up there in the top left for updates. And over there's a LOTRO tale that's timeless, hopefully. And it'll always be good over there. Zollin picked it out for you guys. So you guys have a great day in Middle Earth. I'll see you all in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Baruch Kazad, Kuzad, I menu.